Welcome back to Medical Monday. This week's topic is neuropathy. Neuropathy is important because about 25 to 30% of all Americans have neuropathy. John Hopkins noted there's 100 different types of neuropathy, but diabetic neuropathy is the #1 cause. Mm-hmm. So we see that actually the Mayo Clinic said that 50% of all diabetics will get neuropathy. Mm-hmm. So those are some pretty astounding numbers. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're going to talk about it today, so you'll know exactly what it is. But the Diabetic Association of America said there was numbness, burning, and tingling, usually within the hands and feet.
Yes.
Well, Dr. Gabby, why is that?
Yes. So the numbness, tingling, and burning happens because it's a lack of blood flow. Neuropathy is a lack of blood flow to the nerve itself. So right behind us on the screen here, you can see this is an ideal or a normal nerve. The nerve itself is actually right here. It's like a hair. It's a very, very tiny structure, but it's surrounded by what's called a myelin sheath.
A good protector that helps coordinate that electrical flow as it goes through.
And insulate, yes. So what happens is that myelin sheath is actually supplied by blood vessels. They're little bitty tiny things. I even would like to use the word microscopic to describe these. You typically can't see them. They're not going to bleed if you poke them because they're so small. But the thing is with lack of blood flow.
With everything lack of blood flow, it just deteriorates. It's unhealthy. It
starts to die.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And so you start to get dehydration of those blood vessels, as you can see here. And then what happens is as there's less and less blood flow to the area, the body will start to shut it down, thinking that there's nothing there. And we get, really ruining of that myelin sheath. Yep. The myelin sheath is what protects the nerve. The nerve is what's causing and communicating those signals of burning, tingling, and numbness, because it's like, something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong.
Just like a wire. Everybody's seen a wire before, and it has a nice case to it that helps the electricity stay within that wire and flow downstream. Mm-hmm. If you start taking away that casing of the wire now has electrical impulses all over the place. It doesn't function properly, and it's very discomforting.
Yes,
so
it is.
It's somebody's feet that shouldn't be there. Are those your feet?
It might be.
Is it Jared's feet?
Yeah. No, that's Jared's face.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just
Jared's
kidding.
face. No.
My poor husband.
But you feel that. And that's what your feet feel, that burning numbness and just excruciating. They don't feel right.
No, and it's very unpleasant. A lot of times patients can't sleep at night because it's just constant irritation and feeling sensation. Or they'll sleep with their feet out of the sheets because they can't handle anything touching it. Yeah. And what it is just over-communication, over-stimulation of that nerve saying like, hey, something's wrong, I can't communicate properly. Nerves work in bundles. You mentioned like the flow of water, or even, I like to use a highway system. I just think that that's a great example. So what happens is we have these huge interstates or these huge rivers, and what happens, there's these little exits that come with them, and it's less water flow or less, communication through those exits to go to a large-ish highway system, and then you go down into county roads and then driveways and things like that, dirt roads. And so it's kind of, our nervous system works the same way, where it's got these big nerves and they all break up and go into the different sections. We're just talking about the tiniest of tiny bits here of those nerves, almost like the hallways in your house, to even take that highway system a little farther. And so this is what we're talking about. This is the tiniest of tiny nerves that go into your extremities, your hands and your feet.
They build up, though. You see how many hundreds and millions of those are within that big highway system. But once they start getting shut down and their blood flow is not proper to them and they get unhealthy and start dying, the sensation compounds on itself. And that's where it can it very quickly can become an uncomfortable situation where, you just don't feel right on the bottom of your feet, to actually a very painful situation of patients complaining about, I can't wear shoes, I can't wear socks. It's just excruciating to have those sensations on the feet. It quickly builds, unfortunately.
It does, and it is quick. It is very quick. The thing is it's not quick at the same time because our body's been communicating this for quite some time with other signals. When we talk about different causes of neuropathy, truthfully, it builds up and then it gets to that point. So always look for those signals, which is why we always talk about liking and sharing, so that people can get this information and know, oh my goodness, I need to share this with a friend. So make sure that happens as we talk about these subjects, because a lot of patients don't know.
They don't realize what those sensations are. Mm-hmm. They just know that something's not right. Yeah. A lot of times patients will say, well, Lonnie, it's just a part of, I'm just getting old. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I just figured I'm just getting old. Yeah. And it's not something you should brush off. It's not something to just shrug your shoulders and say, I'm just getting old. because it is a very serious health condition that you need to take serious and get treated so that it doesn't progress.
Correct. And talking about progression, one of the best ways to treat this is through lifestyle.
Oh, yes.
So at home, if this is something you deal with, the most common cause is diabetic neuropathy. All right, we'll just bring it up. That is typically caused by lifestyle. So if we can start cleaning up our lifestyle now and making sure that we support our system with the foods we eat and the things we put in our body, your system is actually going to function more efficiently and naturally get that blood flow the way it needs to. And so it's very important for us to make sure that we're eating properly and getting the proper nutrition in our system so that it can recover and do what it needs to do, which is function.
And that's the hard part, the diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Diabetes is number one cause of neuropathy. And sometimes it's very difficult, what foods do I eat or how much? And, there's classes that are offered, but time, schedules, work. A lot of times we put our health on the back burner when really we should be taking it serious and putting it putting it first so you can get taken care of.
Yes, very, very true, very true. And then a lot of us avoid this, at least getting restful which is sleep. I know I'm boring. Come on, wake up. But the sleep is when our body recovers. It's so important. And so if you're not getting a restful night's sleep, that is actually where your body's able to reset and recover and heal itself, and those systems can really take a break from everyday stressors when we talk about physical stress, when we talk about emotional stress, moment-to-moment stress. And so make sure you're getting some deep, restful sleep with the lifestyle, clean eating, and you'll notice some changes that are going to be happening at home, truthfully.
One of the biggest things is throughout the day we have stress, we have, issues that come up and our body releases certain chemicals. At nighttime you don't have that. You don't have this large release of the stress chemical called cortisol.
Mm-hmm.
So your body can actually heal, and this is where it goes through a rapid transition and really a reset at nighttime, which is very helpful and beneficial. So you need to have this, and 6 to 8 hours a night is what's recommended. And the earlier the better. You want to go to bed before midnight. Even if you went to bed at midnight, 6 to 8 hours after that is okay. But if you went to bed earlier, at say the 9, 10, or even 11 o'clock hour, those 6 to 8 hours are more beneficial.
Very true. That is very correct. And then also we talked about what causes neuropathy: lack of blood flow.
Yep.
Well, our heart is a pump, and that's what pumps blood. So get up and move. Get up and move. Get up and do it. Come on. That's so important.
Take the stairs, park further away in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Simple things. It doesn't now this is great. They're in an organized class. They've got friends. They've got accountability. But even those little things we can do at home. Like I know where we work at, we're on the second floor of the building. I've maybe taken the elevator 4 or 5 times only because there's only one way to get to the main lobby. Versus normally when I come and go from work, I always utilize the stairs. It's only one flight. It's very good to try and get those additional exercises in. It doesn't have to be, a functioning class like this.
No, it doesn't. But they're great for community as well.
Yep.
When we talk about movement, find somebody that encourages you and that really allows you to feel good around them. And I love my workout classes. That's part of what makes me want to go. It's like, no, I got to go because I got to be better than the person on my left and keep up with the person on my right.
Well, you were held accountable because, truth be told, Dr. Gabby, she did just now get through a very important competition, and it was a physique competition. So she was at the gym, she had accountable partners, and she did a phenomenal job, lost a lot of weight, but it was more or less that, she was active, and the partners really helped hold you accountable.
They do, and that's why, I know it's great that we have the convenience of stairs at work and when you go grocery shopping and things, but also find that partner that you can go walking with, that you can just do something regularly with to get more active. Our heart is a pump. If it's not being challenged and worked, then it's not going to work as efficient as it can because our bodies are naturally lazy.
They are. But that heart is a muscle. Remember that. All muscles need to have some stress on them so that they can get bigger and stronger. Your heart is no different than any other muscle within the body. It needs to have that exercise. So, but those are things you can do at home. Those are the easy things that we try and do at home. We talked about the class. If you're doing it by yourself and you're just not there, there's things that we do here specifically for neuropathy to help patients, and we do it very comprehensive. A lot of those things you do at home, but here we have a very specialized program, but it's not always here. One of the big things about our neuropathy program that patients really enjoy is that most of it's done at home.
Correct. Correct. Most of it. Every now and then, structurally, we need to support what's going on here in the office.
Yep.
But truthfully, it's majority's done at home.
Yep.
Majority of it's done at home. And that's what's great is we have home therapies. You get the equipment. It goes home with you. It's all about making sure that we encourage that increased blood flow to allow the body to heal itself, to encourage those nerves to work properly. And yeah, so it's a little bit of time at home, but what's great is you get to do it with your family. You can do it during activities, especially, if you are a regular card player. If you have, I have teachers that have done this, and they just bring the equipment to work, and under their desk they have everything set up. So it's definitely something that's wonderful because it can incorporate into your lifestyle and routine, and at the same time, it's for you to get where you need to be and reverse what's going on.
Yeah.
It is two different types of therapy. One's a low-level light therapy because what we need to do is really encourage nitric oxide production, and that's what that does.
Nitric oxide is just a chemical that helps relax those blood vessels. Once they are relaxed, then the blood can flow through them. Think about like a garden hose.
Yes.
If you were to pinch that garden hose, the fluid's not going to go very well. So that's what this nitric oxide just relaxes that for you.
Yep.
So the blood does flow very smooth.
I like that you always jump in with more.
Trying to help.
I know, I like it. And so yes, that's one. And then the other one is an electrical therapy. Those nerves need to be worked just like your heart needs to pump. And so what that electrical therapy does is it actually works that nerve to keep it alive, to keep it really stimulated. And so that's what the two therapies are. It's just an electrical therapy.
Who uses that?
Who uses the electrical?
Yeah.
Oh, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America uses it, actually.
So the Cancer Centers of America utilize that therapy to help their patients who, unfortunately, because of their treatment for cancer, have now developed neuropathy. It's a great thing that we can bring and offer that also to patients who have, there's a wide range of why you get neuropathy. But the good thing is you can do it from home. That is what's very beneficial. It's where you can stay in your own environment, read a book, do the things you need to, and just get better from there.
Get better. That's what we're here to do, is get everybody better. All right, don't fall asleep, not to beat a dead horse here, but it's very important to eat right through this process, and we support you through that. So we actually will be sending you daily emails to make sure that you get recipes so that you're kind of refreshing what's going on. We all get in this routine of eating the same thing every week, or at least we do at home. Even when I was on my strict diet, I was not worried about variety. I knew how to make what I knew how to make, and that's what I stuck to because that's what I knew. But with that routine, you got to break it when you're trying to veer course and get better at things. So daily emails, educational, additional therapies you can do at home. I mean, we're just here to support and educate. So eat right, and it's not just for the diet of it. It's literally for the lifestyle of it. It's for the rest of your life. If you fall off course, guess what you do?
Get right back on.
Get right back on.
And this is very beneficial because patients, if they tried it at home, unfortunately, Google's great, but it's got, too many options. It's just overload. So you got to make a decision, and this is really beneficial and helpful to patients because it streamlines the process. You get the daily emails, like Dr. Gabby said. You get the recipes. You get the shopping list. You get everything already set for you. All you have to do is just follow the directions, and they're very simple. It's not like you're going to be a Michelin cook afterwards. It's very simple recipes, very easy recipes that your average everyday home cook can do. It's not anything overly complicated.
And that's very true. They are not complicated recipes, and they taste amazing.
Yeah.
So wonderful. And also specific nutrition. We talked about nitric oxide. That's very important. And so we do get you on some specific nutrition, all designed increasing function, decreasing inflammation, and working through that.
While most of this is at home, granted, there's some things that are not at home. I do not travel to people's houses to do injections, so those will actually be done in the office. We do regenerative injections, and what's that for is the blood flow of the around the nerve needs to be increased, and we have some very specific injections to help that and to help your body regrow and reconnect those blood vessels that have not doing very well and that have kind of died off. So this reinvigorates them and helps your body reproduce those pathways so that those nerves can get all the blood and oxygen that they need.
Yep. All designed. Everything we've talked about today, home therapies, everything we do here in the office, it's all designed specifically to increase blood flow and get that function back where it needs to be. Support that nervous system, because neuropathy is not normal. Numbness, tingling, and burning is not normal in your hands, in your feet, or anywhere else in your body. It's a signal from your body saying, hey, there's a problem here, just like those feet showed, like this, whatever it was.
But even if you don't have any symptoms, or if you don't have this condition, remember this is all about education, and the more we can get it out to everybody else, because 25 to 30% of all Americans will have neuropathy. So that is at least a couple of cousins or aunts or uncles
easily.
that you know. So at least like and share so they can also get the information, because this is not something you should just have to suffer with and say, it's just a part of getting older, because it's not. It's not normal, and also it's very treatable. So
very treatable.
Hope you guys learned a lot, and we will see you next week for some more tips.
Next week, because we're coming back.
Yes.